It was a straightforward job for a man like Will. As a younger man, he'd spent 5 brutal years in the French Foreign Legion, initially in its elite 2e Régiment Étranger de Parachutistes, before being handpicked to serve in the 11e Brigade Parachutistes Special Forces Unit, the Groupement de Commando Parachutistes. Upon completion of his military service, he'd returned to England and studied at Cambridge University. After being awarded a first-class degree, he'd briefly considered a career in academia, though others had different plans for him. MI6 tapped him on the shoulder and said it was very interested in someone with his skill set. He could have turned the intelligence agency down and hidden away from the world in an ivory tower, surrounded by books and with human contact limited to students and other lecturers and professors. But MI6 knew it was an impossible dream for someone like him, a man whose CIA father had been captured in Iran when Will was 5 years old, and incarcerated in Tehran's Evin prison for years before being butchered, who'd fled to the Legion aged 17 after witnessing the brutal murder of his English mother, who'd killed her 4 assailants with a knife to protect his sister from a similar fate, who'd been deployed not only by the GCP, behind enemy lines, but was also used by France's DGSE as a deniable killer, a man who was not completely at peace with the world. Within the first few weeks of training alongside other recruits, MI6 had singled him out as having attributes that were even greater than expected. He was removed from the course and put on the top-secret 12-month Spartan program. Only one person at a time was permitted to take the mentally and physically hellish selection and training course, and if successful, carry the codename Spartan. Despite the fact that all other applicants before him had either voluntarily withdrawn from the program, failed, received severe physical or mental injuries that prevented them from continuing, or died in selection and training, Will passed the program. He was awarded the distinction of carrying the codename, and the program was shut down, and would remain closed all the time Will was operational and alive. He'd spent the subsequent 8 years on near-continuous deployment in hostile overseas missions, and was tasked on the West's most important operations. Throughout that time, very few people knew he was an MI6 officer, let alone the nature of his work and his achievements. He sighed, concluding once again that today's babysitting job should have been given to someone else. After slotting a magazine containing 12 rounds into the rifle, he trained the weapon on the track leading to the cluster of buildings. That was the route Harold would take to drive to the meeting. He checked his watch. Ellie Hallows was a stickler for exact timing, and she told the Russian that he was not to arrive a minute before or after the allotted time. The Russian wasn't due to arrive for another 8 minutes. Will relaxed and thought about other things.